You know, sometimes a community project is more than just, well, a project. Sometimes it can change everything. Today, we're diving into the story of the Mission Self Advocate Group. Mission worked with Essata Cooperative on the Reimaging Community Welcome Home project with a grant from CLBC. It's a really powerful look at what happens when people find their voice, feel truly heard, and create lessons that we can all learn from. Let's just start with this quote from one of the advocates, J.P. Maher, because it says it all. Everybody there was actually listening to our voice. Think about that for a second. The weight of that word, actually. That's what this is all about. The incredible, transformative power of genuinely being heard. All right, so here's how we're going to break down their journey. First, we'll look at what their project was all about. Then, we'll get into the fun stuff. The events they ran that really connected with people. After that, we'll explore the huge lessons they learned along the way. And finally, we'll get to their advice for making the future better for everyone. So, first things first. Who are we talking about here? Well, the Mission Self Advocate Group is this amazing team dedicated to making their community a more welcoming place. They got funding from Community Living British Columbia, or CLBC, for a project with one big goal: to boost inclusion and awareness. And listen, this wasn't just about talking about ideas. No way. This project was all about action. The advocates got right to it, organizing events designed to, you know, build bridges and spark some real conversations with their neighbors. So you gotta wonder, right? Out of everything they did, which events really hit home? What were the moments that stood out to them? Their answers are so great because they kind of give us a recipe for what it takes to make a real human connection. For Jay Frazier, the World Cafe was a huge standout. I mean, it was this brilliant event where they got community members, the advocates, and even the mayor all in the same room, just talking. It was so successful that for some people, it was the first time they'd ever even heard about the group's work. Host 1. Tracy Martin's favorite was the accessibility event. And get this, it was totally hands-on. They set up 6 different booths, and you could try things like glasses that simulate colorblindness. They even had an obstacle course so people could get a feel for what it's like to navigate in a wheelchair. Just an amazing way to build empathy. Now, sometimes the best lessons come from where you least expect them. That's exactly what happened for Shea Valistek. They were giving a presentation at a senior's home when a retired teacher in the audience shared a technique that, well, it ended up becoming a guiding principle for the whole group. And that technique was something they called full body listening. It sounds pretty simple, right? Look at the person, nod, ask questions. But it's so much more than that. It's about showing someone they have your complete attention, that they are seen, and that what they're saying matters. It's a total game changer and something we can all practice. Then there was the brown bag lunch, which Bryce Schaffelberger talked about. They teamed up with a local mobile unit and decided to do something a little different. Before a single lunch was served, they made a point to connect with each person first. And here's their simple recipe for connection. It wasn't complicated. Greet people, say your name, shake their hand, and just have a conversation. They understood that it wasn't just about handing out food. It was about offering dignity and recognition. So, okay, all these events were clearly making a huge impact on the community. But what's really fascinating is what was happening to the advocates themselves. This whole project became a journey of personal transformation. And maybe the single biggest change was in their confidence. A lot of the members, when they started, really leaned on scripts and prepared notes. But the more they talked with people, the more they realized they didn't need them. They found the courage to just speak from the heart. And J.P. Marr, who we heard from right at the start, he actually put a number on it. He said his confidence and voice got definitely 100% stronger. That is a massive amount of growth, and it was all powered by one incredible discovery, and that was the light bulb moment. The big discovery was that people really wanted to listen. It wasn't just, folks being polite. They were genuinely curious and wanted to learn. One city planner actually told them, "I don't know anything about your experience. I'm here to learn." Wow. Okay, so after this whole journey, all the events, the connections, the self discovery, what did they do with all that wisdom? Well, they didn't just keep it to themselves. They put together a clear blueprint for organizations like CLBC on how to do this stuff right. And their advice is just so practical. It really boils down to this: keep funding these kinds of events. Really listen to what self advocates are saying. Use a successful group like this one as a mentor for new groups. And most importantly, involve self advocates at every single step and give them the support they need to lead the way. That's the big takeaway. That's why this matters. And we're going to end on this really powerful plea from Bryce Schaffelberger. It's both a perfect summary and a challenge to every single one of us. They've laid out a roadmap for building stronger, more connected communities. So the question for all of us is, what are we going to do to make sure that this wisdom and these incredible voices are never, ever lost? Tracy Martin, the Mission Self Advocate Group would like to thank CLBC and ESATTA for the opportunity to be part of this project, and we look forward to new opportunities in the future.